May 28th, 1944, late afternoon, Dorchester, England. My name is Robert Harlan, Bobby to everyone back home, Private First Class, Company A, 116th Infantry Regiment, 29th Infantry Division. I'm 21 years old. I'm writing this in my tent while I still can. They've sealed us in. Guards everywhere. No one gets out. No mail going out either. That's how we know. This is it. The invasion. The one we've been training for since we got to England last October. My hands are steadier than I thought they'd be. Maybe because it hasn't fully hit me yet. Maybe because I've been expecting this for so long that it almost feels like relief. The waiting is finally over. I should describe where I am. There are hundreds of us crammed into this area, tents packed so tight you can hear every conversation, every cough, every man tossing in his sleep. The ground is muddy from yesterday's rain. Everything smells like wet canvas and cigarette smoke. Roy Stevens is sitting across from me, cleaning his rifle for the third time today. His red hair keeps falling in his eyes. Roy's from Bedford, same as me. We played baseball together back home. His father runs the drugstore on Main Street. There are 33 other Bedford boys here in Company A. 34 of us total, from a town of 3,200 people. We all enlisted together, trained together, shipped out together. The Bedford boys, they call us. I keep thinking about Dorothy, my girl, my fiancée, I should say. We got engaged last Christmas before I shipped out. She gave me a photograph. I keep it in my breast pocket, wrapped in wax paper to keep it dry. Her dark hair is curled the way she does it for church. She's smiling, but her eyes look scared. She knew what was coming even then. I promised her I'd write every day. I promised I'd come home. I promised we'd get married in the Bedford Baptist Church with her father officiating and the whole town watching. I promised a lot of things. The officers gave us a briefing this morning. They brought us into a big tent with sand tables set up as showing beaches. Normandy, France. That's where we're going. A place called Omaha Beach. Our company gets assigned to a sector called Dog Green. It's on the western edge. Captain Fellers gave us a speech. He's a good man. Older, maybe 35, steady voice. He said we're going to make history. He said our grandchildren will learn about what we do in the next few days. He said every man in Company A volunteered for this, and he's proud to lead us. I did volunteer. We all did. But sitting here now, knowing it's really happening, I wonder what the hell I was thinking. Bedford Hoback is writing a letter to his mother. He's 22, works at the furniture factory back home. His brother Raymond is here too. They're inseparable. I can see them both through the tent opening, sitting on their helmets, passing a cigarette back and forth. I should write to Dorothy. A real letter, I mean. Not this diary. She doesn't know about this diary. I started it on the ship coming over to England, just somewhere to put my thoughts, somewhere honest. The letters I send her are full of lies, cheerful lies about how great everything is, how well fed we are, how beautiful England is in the spring. This diary is the truth. The truth is I'm scared. Not just nervous, truly scared. My stomach has been tight all day. I had to use the latrine 4 times already and it's not even supper time. Every time I think about tomorrow or the next day, or whenever we actually go, my throat closes up. The truth is I might die. Captain Fellers talked about casualties like they were abstract numbers. He said we should expect resistance. He said some men wouldn't make it past the beach. He didn't say which men. He didn't say how many. But I can do math. In training, they told us amphibious assaults are the hardest type of combat. Attacking from the sea onto a defended beach. The Germans have had 4 years to fortify the French coast. They call it the Atlantic Wall. Concrete bunkers. Artillery, machine guns, mines, barbed wire. And we're going to run straight at it. Roy just asked me what I'm writing. I told him a letter to Dorothy. He nodded and went back to his rifle. He knows I keep this diary, but he doesn't pry. I can hear someone singing down the row. You are my sunshine. My mother used to sing that. God, I miss her. I miss my father too, even though he's a hard man to miss. Coal miner, tough as leather, never said much. But the day I left for training, he shook my hand and held it for a long time. That was the most emotion I ever saw from him. My brother James is in the Navy, somewhere in the Pacific. We haven't heard from him in 3 months. Eleanor, My little sister writes me every week. She's 16. Her letters are full of gossip about who's dating who in Bedford and what she's learning in school. They feel like messages from another world. The mess tent is serving steak tonight. They always serve steak before something big, like a condemned man's last meal. My appetite is gone, but I'll force it down. Need the energy. I keep looking at the other men, wondering which of us won't be here next week, wondering if it'll be me. Then feeling guilty for hoping it'll be someone else instead. Jack Powers is sharpening his knife on a whetstone. The scraping sound sets my teeth on edge. He's 19, baby-faced, lies about his age to the nurses whenever we get a pass. From Bedford, too. His mother is friends with mine. They have tea together every Thursday. What will my mother do if I don't come back? What will Dorothy do? I need to stop thinking like this. We have a job to do. The Germans have occupied France for 4 years. Someone has to liberate it. Someone has to storm those beaches and break through and push them back to Berlin. It might as well be us. That's what I tell myself anyway. Captain Fellers says we're well trained, the best infantry division in the army. We've practiced amphibious landings dozens of times, Slapton Sands in Devon. We know the drill. Get in the landing craft, motor to shore, ramp drops, run up the beach, find cover, advance, follow orders, stay with your unit. Simple when you say it like that. The light is fading. I should stop writing and try to eat something, then maybe try to sleep, though I don't think sleep will come. Tomorrow or the next day we board the ships. After that it's out of our hands. Dorothy, if you ever read this, know that I'm thinking of you. Every minute. You're the reason I want to survive this. You're the reason for everything. God, I'm scared. June 1st, 1944, morning, marshalling camp, still waiting, still sealed in. It's been 4 days now. The tension is unbearable. Every time an officer walks by, we think he's coming to tell us it's time. Every engine sound makes us jump. We're wound so tight I think we might snap. Last night there was a fight. 2 guys from 2nd Platoon started over a card game, but it was really about the fear. Everyone's fear. It's like a living thing in this camp. You can feel it, taste it, sour and metallic. They broke it up quick. Nobody got hurt badly, but it showed how close we all are to breaking. Today we had another briefing. This one was different. They unsealed the maps, showed us everything. The beaches, the defenses, the objectives. Our specific landing zone. Dog Green sector. Western end of Omaha Beach. Right at the mouth of a draw that leads up from the beach to the village of Vieilleville-sur-Mer. That draw is our objective. Exit D1, they call it. A road through the bluffs. If we can capture it, armor and vehicles can follow. The whole invasion depends on securing those exits. They showed us aerial photographs. I stared at them trying to memorize every detail. The beach is maybe 300 yards wide at low tide. Steep bluffs behind it. Maybe 150 feet high. The Germans have strong points all along the top. Pillboxes, trenches, gun positions. Our job is to cross that beach under fire, climb those bluffs, take those positions, hold until reinforcements arrive. They estimate we'll take 30% casualties in the first wave. 30%. That's 1 in 3. I looked around the tent trying to imagine which 2 men in every 3 would survive. The briefing officer said we'll have naval bombardment first, heavy bombers hitting the defenses. Then we land. The first wave, Company A right in front. He made it sound achievable. Difficult but achievable. Bedford Hoback leaned over and whispered to me after. He said 30% seems low. I agreed but didn't say it out loud. The Rangers are going to be on our right. 2nd Ranger Battalion. They're hitting a point called Pointe du Hoc. Supposed to be German artillery up there that can rake the whole beach. The Rangers have to scale a 100-foot cliff and take it out before we land. Everything has to work perfectly. Naval bombardment, air support, Rangers, engineers clearing obstacles, tanks coming in behind us, all of it coordinated to the minute. What happens when something goes wrong? Because something always goes wrong. They told us the landing craft will get us close to shore, wade in through shallow water. But the photos showed obstacles in the surf, steel barriers, wooden stakes. They'll be rigged with mines. The engineers are supposed to clear lanes through them. Supposed to. Captain Fellers spoke to us again after the briefing. He gathered Company A in a separate tent. His voice was steady as always. He said, "We're the spearhead, the cutting edge. Company A has been selected for the hardest mission because we're the best." He said he trusts every man here. He said we'll do our duty and we'll make Bedford proud and we'll make America proud. Then he said something I keep thinking about. He said some of us won't be coming back. He said that plainly, bluntly, no sugarcoating. He said we should make peace with that, write our letters, say our prayers, get right with God. Then he said the men who do survive will have done something no one can ever take away from us. Will have been there on D-Day, the day the world changed. He dismissed us and I saw tears in his eyes, just for a second. Then they were gone and he was all business again. I wrote a letter to Dorothy, a real one, not this diary. I tried to explain what I'm feeling, but the words wouldn't come. How do you tell someone you love them and you might die and you're sorry and you want them to move on if you don't come back, but you also want them to wait forever? I ended up writing 2 pages of nothing. Cheerful garbage about English weather and bad food and funny stories about the guys. Then at the end I wrote, "Dorothy, I love you more than anything in this world. Remember that. Whatever happens, remember that. If I don't make it home, live a good life. Find someone who makes you happy. Don't mourn me forever, but don't forget me either." I crossed out that last part. Then I rewrote it. Then I crossed it out again. Finally, I just signed it "Forever yours, Bobby," and sealed it before I could change my mind again. Roy Stevens asked me to hold on to something for him. A letter to his parents. He said if anything happens to him, make sure they get it. I took it and put it in my pack. Then I gave him a letter for Dorothy. We shook hands. Neither of us said what we were really saying, which was goodbye, just in case. The sun is out today. First clear day in a week. The camp is full of men sitting outside writing letters, or cleaning weapons, or just staring at nothing. Everyone's in their own head. I keep trying to picture what it'll be like. The landing. Will I be brave? Will I freeze up? Will I get hit right away or will I make it to the beach? Will it hurt when I die? These are the thoughts that circle and circle and never land on anything solid. Raymond Hoback came by earlier, asked if I wanted to play cards. I said no. He nodded and walked away. He understood. None of us want distractions. We want to sit with our fear and get used to it, make friends with it. I found a quiet spot behind the supply tent and prayed. First time in weeks. I'm not even sure I believe in God anymore, or maybe I do, but I'm angry at him. What kind of God lets the world get like this? War everywhere. Boys dying in places they've never heard of. But I prayed anyway. I prayed for courage, for skill, for luck, for Dorothy, for my family, for the Bedford boys. I prayed that if I die, it'll be quick, clean, that I won't suffer. Then I prayed that I won't die at all, that I'll survive and go home and marry Dorothy and live in Bedford and have children and grow old and die in my bed like a normal person. Is that selfish, to pray for my own survival when others will die? The chaplain held a service this evening. Hundreds of us crammed into the big tent. He read from Psalm 23, "Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil." But I do fear evil. I fear the Germans. I fear their bullets and shells. I fear drowning in the surf. I fear dying alone in the dark. I fear pain. I fear everything. The chaplain said God is with us, that we're fighting a righteous war against tyranny, that the men who fall will be honored forever. I wanted to believe him. I tried to believe him. But sitting there surrounded by all those scared faces, all I could think was, we're all going to die. Maybe not all, but a lot of us. And for what? A beach in France. A draw we'll probably lose anyway. A few yards of bloody sand. I need to stop writing like this. Morbid thoughts help no one. Tomorrow we board the ships. They told us to be ready at 0600 hours. Full combat load, every piece of equipment we'll need. They estimate 80 to 100 pounds per man. Pack, rifle, ammunition, grenades, rations, water, gas mask, entrenching tool, first aid kit. Everything. I tried lifting my full pack today. I could barely stand up. How am I supposed to run up a beach carrying this? One step at a time. That's all I can do. Get on the ship. Get in the landing craft. Get to the beach. But one step at a time. The Bedford boys are gathering for a final photograph. Someone found a camera. We're going to take a picture together. All 34 of us. Something for the folks back home. I wonder which of us won't be in the next photograph. God help us all. June 4th, 1944. Afternoon. USS Empire Javelin, Weymouth Harbor. We're on the ship. We boarded yesterday morning, and we've been sitting in this harbor ever since. Hundreds of ships, maybe thousands. I've never seen so many vessels in one place. The Empire Javelin is a landing ship infantry, LSI, British ship. Packed with American troops, we're crammed below decks like sardines. Hot and stuffy. The smell of unwashed men and diesel fuel and vomit is overwhelming. Everyone's seasick. The harbor is rough even here. The ship rocks and pitches. Men are throwing up in buckets in corners over the side. I've managed to keep my food down so far, but my stomach is in knots. We were supposed to sail this morning, 0600 hours. H hour was set for tomorrow, June 5th. The invasion was starting. Then at 0400 hours, an officer came below and told us it's postponed. Weather's too rough. High winds, heavy seas, low visibility. General Eisenhower made the decision. We wait. So now we're just sitting here, on the ship, ready to go, nowhere to go. The tension is worse than in the marshalling camp. At least there we could walk around. Here we're trapped, below decks in this steel box. No room to move, no air to breathe, no escape from our thoughts. Roy Stevens is across from me. His face is green. He keeps dry heaving into a bucket. Poor bastard gets seasick just looking at water. Bedford Hoback is next to him trying to read a letter from his mother. His hands are shaking so bad the paper rattles. Jack Powers is playing solitaire on his helmet. The cards keep sliding off when the ship rolls. He just picks them up and starts over and over. I think he's gone through the deck 50 times. I've been topside a few times. The view is incredible. Ships everywhere. Destroyers, battleships, cruisers, transports, landing craft, stretched out as far as I can see. The greatest armada ever assembled. Somewhere out there is the USS Texas, battleship. She'll be shelling the beach before we land. 14-inch guns. They say one shell can blow a concrete bunker to pieces. Somewhere out there are bomber squadrons that will pound the German positions. Thousands of tons of bombs. Somewhere out there is the entire Allied force ready to storm Hitler's fortress Europe. And I'm just one private first class from Bedford, Virginia. One small piece in a massive machine. It should make me feel insignificant. Instead, it makes me feel terrified. What if I'm the weak link? What if I freeze? What if I let everyone down? Captain Fellers came through earlier checking on us. He looks tired. There are dark circles under his eyes. He's been up on deck with the other officers going over plans and contingencies. He stopped and talked to each man, asked how we're doing, reminded us we're ready, told us to get rest, stay hydrated, keep our weapons clean. When he got to me, he put his hand on my shoulder. He said, "Harlan, you're going to do fine. Trust your training. Stay with your squad. We'll get through this." I nodded. What else could I do? After he left, Bedford Hoback said, "He's a good man." We all agreed. If any officer can get us through this, it's Captain Fellers. But even good officers can't stop bullets. The food today was steak. Again. Also mashed potatoes, peas, fresh bread, fruit, coffee. Better than we've eaten in months. But half the men couldn't eat. Seasickness, fear. Both. I forced down what I could. Don't know when I'll eat again. There's a rumor going around that we might not go at all. That the weather's too bad and they'll have to call the whole thing off. Postpone until July or August when conditions improve. I don't believe it. We're here. The armada is assembled. The Germans know we're coming. They just don't know where. We can't wait. We have to go. I think about the Germans sitting in their bunkers right now. Are they scared too? Are they writing in diaries? Do they have girlfriends back home in Berlin or Munich or wherever? Do they pray to the same God or are they monsters? The way the newsreels show them. Cruel, inhuman, evil. I don't know. I guess I'll find out soon enough. A card game broke out in the corner. Poker. Big pot growing. Men betting money they might not live to spend. There's something absurd about it. But also something normal. Human. We're still alive right now. Might as well act like it. I'm not playing. Can't focus. My mind keeps jumping forward. To tomorrow. to the landing, to Dog Green Sector, to what will happen when that ramp drops. Will I be brave? That's what I keep coming back to. Will I charge forward like they trained us? Or will I freeze? Will I hide behind an obstacle and get shot anyway? Will I cry? Beg? I like to think I'll be brave. I want to be brave. For Dorothy, for my family, for the Bedford boys, for all the men who are counting on me, but I won't know until it happens. Nobody knows what they'll do until the bullets start flying. The light is fading. Another day almost gone. We've been told to try to sleep. Ha, sleep. In this rolling coffin with 300 scared men, with tomorrow hanging over us like a blade. But I'll try. Need to rest. Need to be sharp. One more day, maybe less. Maybe it'll be tonight. They could wake us at 0200 and say we're going, load into the landing craft in darkness. Hit the beach at dawn. Part of me hopes so. Get it over with. End the waiting. Part of me wants to wait forever. Dorothy, I love you. I'm going to survive this. I'm going to come home. I'm going to marry you. I promise. I have to believe that. If I don't believe it, what's the point? June 5th, 1944, 1400 hours. Empire Javelin, English Channel, we're moving. The invasion is on. They woke us at noon. Briefing at 1300 hours. General Eisenhower gave the go-ahead. The weather has improved slightly. It's now or never. H hour, 0630, June 6th, tomorrow morning. Low tide, just after dawn. The ship started leaving Weymouth Harbor an hour ago. Slow procession out to sea. We're in the Channel now. Heading south. France is somewhere ahead in the darkness and fog. The seas are still rough. 6-foot swells. Gray water. Gray sky. Everything gray. The ship pitches and rolls. More men vomiting. The smell below decks is unbearable, so I came topside to write this. From the deck I can see dozens of ships around us. Behind us. Beside us. All heading south. All carrying men to the same destination. The same fate. Destroyers cutting through the waves like knives. Landing craft bobbing like corks. The whole sea is full of vessels. It's beautiful and terrible at the same time. The wind is cold. Spray comes over the rail and soaks everything. My hands are numb. The paper is getting damp. But I need to write this. Need to capture this moment. This strange suspended time between safety and combat. Between life and maybe death. We had our final meal an hour ago. The last hot meal before the landing. Steak again. Mashed potatoes, peas, fruit cocktail, coffee. I ate everything. Forced it all down even though my stomach was in knots. Need the energy. Roy Stevens couldn't eat. Just pushed food around his plate. His face was pale. Not from seasickness this time. Fear. We all have it. Fear like a stone in the chest. After mess we had final weapons inspection. Every man checked his rifle. Ammunition, grenades, bayonet. Everything has to work perfectly. No second chances. My M1 Garand is clean. Bolt operates smoothly. I've got 8 rounds in the clip plus 5 more clips on my belt. 48 rounds total. 2 grenades, bayonet, knife, entrenching tool, first aid kit, gas mask, rations, water, extra socks, everything they told us to carry. The pack is so heavy I can barely lift it. How am I supposed to run carrying this? You don't run, Sergeant Barnes said. You move. 1 foot in front of the other. Don't think about the weight. Don't think about anything. Just move. Easy for him to say. We gathered on deck for a final briefing. Captain Fellers addressed Company A, all 197 of us, crammed onto the pitching deck, holding the rails, the wind in our faces. He spoke loudly so we could all hear over the wind and waves. He reminded us of the mission. Dog Green Sector. Secure the draw. Hold until reinforced. Simple objectives. Then he said something I'll never forget. He said, "Men, we're going to make history tomorrow. What we do on that beach will be remembered for generations. Your grandchildren will learn about it in school. The world will know that Company A, 116th Infantry, was first ashore on D-Day." He paused. The ship rolled. Men grabbed rails to keep balance. Some of us won't make it. That's the truth, and there's no point hiding from it. Tomorrow will be the hardest day of our lives, but I know every man here will do his duty. I know you'll fight with courage and honor. I know you'll make Bedford proud. Make America proud. His voice cracked on the word proud. Just slightly. Then he straightened and saluted us. God bless you all. See you on the beach. We saluted back. 200 men snapping to attention on a rolling deck. Then he was gone. Back to the officers' quarters. We stood there in silence. The reality settling on us like the cold spray. Tomorrow. It's really happening tomorrow. Bedford Hoback broke the silence. He said, "Well, boys, I guess this is it." His voice was steady, calm. "I don't know how he does it." Raymond Hoback, his brother, said, "At least we'll be together. The Bedford boys. All the way." We nodded. That meant something. Going into hell with your friends. Men you've known your whole life. Men who understand where you come from. What you're fighting for. We shook hands. All of us. One by one. Firm grips. Looking each other in the eye. Saying things without words. Good luck. Stay safe. See you on the other side. When I shook Roy Stevens' hand, he held it for a long moment. His palm was sweaty, his grip tight. He said, "Bobby, if something happens to me, tell my folks I did my best." I said, "Nothing's going to happen. We'll both make it." He smiled, didn't believe me. Neither did I. But we had to say it. Jack Powers gave me something. An envelope. He said, "My ma's address is on it. If I don't make it, send her this. Tell her I love her. Tell her I wasn't scared." I took it, put it in my breast pocket next to Dorothy's photo. I gave Jack an envelope for Dorothy, my letter, the one I've been writing and rewriting for days, the one that says everything I couldn't say before. We didn't talk about it, just exchanged envelopes and nodded. A sacred pact between soldiers. The light is fading now. The sky is turning from gray to darker gray. Night coming, our last night, for some of us, our last night ever. Below decks, men are trying to sleep. Impossible. The ship rocks too much, the fear too heavy. But we lie in our bunks anyway, pretending, resting even if we can't sleep. I can hear someone crying, soft, muffled. I don't know who. Could be anyone. We're all crying inside. I can hear someone praying. The words are in Spanish. One of the guys from Texas. His voice rises and falls with the rhythm of the prayers. Over and over. Seeking comfort. Seeking grace. I should pray too, but the words won't come. What do I say? Please God, let me live? Let the other guy die instead of me? Bless this invasion that will kill thousands? I don't know anymore. The engines throb beneath us, steady, relentless, carrying us south, carrying us to France, to Omaha, to Dog Green. Somewhere out there in the darkness is the French coast. Somewhere the Germans are waiting, machine guns loaded, artillery aimed, waiting for us to come. They know we're coming. They've been preparing for 4 years. The Atlantic Wall, concrete and steel and mines and wire, all designed for one purpose, to kill us as we come ashore. But we're coming anyway. We have to. Someone has to break that wall. Open the door to Europe. Start the long march to Berlin. It might as well be us. My stomach is tight. Has been all day. A knot that won't untie. My hands are cold even though I'm wearing gloves. My jaw aches from clenching my teeth. This is fear. Pure fear. Not the abstract fear from before. Not the intellectual understanding that I might die. This is visceral. Physical. Fear that lives in my bones and blood and guts. I'm 21 years old. I've never even seen combat. The closest I came was training exercises with blank rounds. I've never been shot at. Never shot at anyone. Never seen a man die. Tomorrow all of that changes. Tomorrow I become a combat soldier, if I survive. The card game has started again. I can hear it from here. Laughter. Forced and brittle. Men trying to pretend this is normal. Just another night. Just another crossing. But it's not. We all know it's not. I keep touching Dorothy's photo in my pocket, making sure it's still there. My talisman. My reason. If I have her photo, I'll survive. That's the superstition I've created. Irrational. Meaningless. But I believe it anyway because I need to believe something. I keep touching the envelope Jack gave me, and Roy's letter, and Bedford's letter. I'm carrying so many last words, so many final messages. The weight of them is heavier than my pack. What if I don't make it? Who will deliver my letter to Dorothy? I should have given it to more people. Redundancy. Make sure it gets there. Too late now. The darkness is complete. I can't see my hand in front of my face. The ship is a black box on a black sea under a black sky. Somewhere above us are stars, but the clouds hide them. No moon tonight. Good for surprise, bad for navigation. They'll wake us at 0200 hours. 4 hours from now. Final preparations. Load into the landing craft. Motor to the beach. Wait for dawn. Wait for H hour. 4 more hours. I should try to sleep. I should close this diary and go below and lie down and close my eyes. But I can't. My mind won't stop. My heart won't slow. Every time I close my eyes, I see the beach, the ramp dropping, the bullets coming, men falling. I see myself falling, my blood in the water, Dorothy getting a telegram, my mother crying, my father standing silent at my grave. Stop. Stop thinking like this. I'm going to survive. I have to survive. The Bedford boys are going to make it through this. We're going to take that beach and climb those bluffs and push inland and win this war and go home. We have to. There's no other option. The ship pitches. A big wave. I grab the rail to steady myself. The metal is cold and slick with spray. Real. Solid. Something to hold on to. This is real. Tomorrow is real. The bullets will be real. The blood will be real. But I'm real too. I'm here. I'm alive. I'm a trained soldier. I know my job. I'll do my duty. For Dorothy, for my family, for Bedford, for all the men counting on me. I'm going to survive this. I have to. God, please, let me survive this. June 6th, 1944. 0200 hours. Empire Javelin, off the coast of Normandy. They woke us. It's time. I didn't sleep. Maybe dozed for 20 minutes, then awake again, staring at the darkness, listening to 300 men breathing, waiting. Now we're up, everyone moving in the darkness, finding gear, getting dressed. The ship rocks, men stumble, curse, keep moving. The noise is incredible. Metal on metal, boots on deck, shouts, orders, orders, equipment clanking, engines revving. And underneath it all, a sound I've never heard before, a deep, continuous rumble, like thunder that doesn't stop. The naval bombardment. It started 20 minutes ago. The big ships firing their main guns, pounding the French coast, softening up the defenses before we land. From the deck I can see flashes on the horizon, orange blooms in the darkness. Then seconds later the sound reaches us. Boom, 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 constant, overwhelming. They're dropping tons of explosives on the German positions, concrete bunkers, artillery emplacements, trenches, everything that could kill us when we land. It should be reassuring, all that firepower on our side, but my stomach is still in knots, my hands still shaking. Breakfast was served at 0100. I tried to eat, managed a few bites of toast, some coffee. That's all. My throat was too tight. Roy Stevens couldn't eat at all, just sipped water and stared at his plate. The chaplain said a blessing, asked God to protect us, guide us, give us strength. I mouthed the words, but didn't feel them. God feels very far away right now. We assembled on deck at 0130, full combat load, every piece of equipment strapped on, helmet, pack, rifle, bandoliers, grenades, everything. I can barely move under the weight. The pack pulls on my shoulders. The belt cuts into my hips. How am I supposed to fight like this? You'll lighten up once you hit the water, Sergeant Barnes said. Drop the pack if you have to. Keep your rifle and ammunition. That's all you really need. The sea is still rough, maybe 5-foot swells. The landing craft are already in the water, bobbing alongside the ship, waiting for us. They're sending us down on cargo nets, rope ladders hung over the side. We have to climb down in full gear in darkness while the ship rocks and the landing craft rise and fall below. Men are already going over. I can see them in the darkness, shadows climbing down. The landing craft below, lit by dim red lights. When the craft rises on a wave, men jump, time it wrong and you fall into the gap. Get crushed between boat and ship. It's chaos. Controlled chaos, but still chaos. Captain Fellers is directing traffic, shouting orders, keeping men moving. First platoon first, then second, then third. I'm in first platoon, first wave. Company A is the first wave on Dog Green. That means I'm in the first boat heading to shore. The absolute first Americans to land on Omaha Beach. That should feel like an honor. Instead, it feels like a death sentence. The line is moving. Men ahead of me, going over the rail, climbing down. I can hear them grunting with effort, hear the ropes creaking, hear the landing craft engines below. The bombardment continues. Constant flashes on the horizon. The sound is so loud I can feel it in my chest. Each explosion a physical impact. The whole sky is flickering orange and red. Somewhere in that fire is dog green. Our beach, our mission. The Germans must be getting torn apart. Nothing could survive that much firepower. Nothing. That's what I tell myself. Roy Stevens is ahead of me in line. His shoulders are shaking, not from the cold. He turns and looks at me. His face is pale even in the darkness. He tries to smile. It doesn't work. "See you on the beach, Bobby," he says. "See you on the beach," I say back. That's all we can manage. 2 sentences. A lifetime of friendship reduced to 8 words. The Bedford boys are all around me. Bedford Hoback, Raymond, Jack Powers, others from home. We nod to each other. Silent acknowledgements. We're doing this together. Whatever happens. My turn. The rail in front of me. Beyond it, darkness and spray and the rope ladder disappearing into shadow. Below, the landing craft to rising and falling on the waves. I swing my leg over. My hands grip the rope. Rough and wet, I start climbing down. One hand, one foot, other hand, other foot. The pack pulls at me, tries to drag me backward. I grip tighter. The ship's hull slides past, riveted steel, rust, the smell of paint and oil and salt. The rope is slippery. My hands are numb. Don't look down, just climb. Hand over hand. The landing craft rises below me. Men are shouting, "Jump, jump now!" I let go, drop, land hard on the deck. My knees buckle. Someone catches me, pulls me to the side. "Move, make room." More men dropping, landing, stumbling. The craft is filling up. 30 men, 32, bodies packed tight. No room to sit, barely room to stand. The craft is made of steel, flat bottom, high walls, a ramp at the front. That's where we'll exit. When the ramp drops, we run out into the water and up the beach. That's the plan that's probably going to get us all killed. The engine roars. We cast off from the Empire Javelin. The craft wallows in the waves, rises and falls, rises and falls. Water splashes over the sides. We're soaked immediately. Men are throwing up. The motion is terrible. The craft isn't designed for rough seas. It's designed to get from ship to shore as fast as possible. Comfort isn't part of the equation. I'm wedged between Roy Stevens and a guy from 2nd Platoon I don't know well. Martinez. From Texas. He's praying in Spanish. Rapid whispered prayers. His lips moving constantly. Roy is staring straight ahead, his knuckles white where he grips his rifle. His jaw clenched so tight I can see the muscles jumping. I check my rifle again. Bolt. Safety. Ammunition. Everything secure. It's the 4th time I've checked in 10 minutes. Can't help it. Need something to do with my hands. The bombardment is right over us now. The sound is beyond description. Each explosion makes my ears ring, makes my teeth rattle. The concussion waves slap the water, create spray. I can see the big shells passing overhead, streaks of fire arcing across the sky, then impacts on the shore, massive detonations. The whole coastline is burning. We're circling. Other landing craft all around us, dozens of them. Hundreds maybe, all loaded with men, all waiting for H-hour, waiting for the signal to form up and head in. 0630. H-hour. That's when we go. I check my watch. 0315. 3¼ hours to wait. 3 hours in this bobbing coffin, in the spray and the darkness and the fear. 3 hours of my stomach churning and my hands shaking and my mind screaming to turn back. But there's no turning back. We're committed. The invasion has begun. Somewhere behind us, thousands more men are loading into thousands more landing craft, infantry, engineers, medics, rangers, tank crews, artillery, the entire 1st and 29th Divisions. Tens of thousands of men all heading to 5 beaches along the Normandy coast. Utah, Omaha, Gold, Juneau, Sword. Omaha is ours. Company A gets dog green. The western edge, right where the bluffs are steepest, right where the defenses are strongest. Lucky us. The darkness is starting to fade, just barely. A hint of gray in the east, dawn coming. I can almost see the man across from me now, his face a pale blur, his eyes dark hollows. Soon it'll be light, soon we'll be able to see the beach, see what we're heading into. Part of me wants to see, wants to know, wants to face it head on. Part of me wants to stay in this darkness forever, unknown, uncertain, still alive. My legs are cramping, can't move in this packed space, can't sit, just stand and sway with the motion and try not to fall. Roy leans close, shouts over the engine noise. You got your photo? I nod, touch my breast pocket. Dorothy's picture safe inside. Me too, he says. Girl back home, Sarah Jane. Gonna marry her when we get back. You will, I say. We both will. He nods. Wants to believe it. We both do. The water is getting rougher, or maybe it's just the small craft. We're riding low. Water sloshing around our feet. The bilge pump working overtime. If we swamp out here, we'll sink like stones. The weight we're carrying, the gear, we go straight to the bottom. Drown before we ever see combat. Don't think about that. A landing craft nearby is having trouble. Its engine is smoking, coughing. It's falling behind. Men are shouting. Officers trying to organize a transfer. That could be us. Mechanical failure. Random chance. The invasion doesn't care. If your boat breaks down, you miss the first wave. Maybe you're grateful. Maybe you survive because of it. Or maybe the second wave gets hit harder. Maybe you die because your engine failed. There's no logic to it. No fairness. Just chaos and chance and fate. The sky is definitely lighter now. I can see colors. The gray water, the black hulls of ships, the dark mass of land ahead. France, Normandy. The beach we've been training to attack for 8 months. It's real. It's actually there. This isn't a drill. My heart is pounding. I can feel it in my throat, in my ears. My whole body is shaking, and it's not from the cold. This is it. This is really it. The bombardment is reaching a crescendo. Shell after shell after shell slamming into the coast. The entire shoreline is obscured by smoke and fire. How could anything survive that? How could any German still be alive after that much high explosive? They have to be dead. The bunkers have to be destroyed. The guns have to be knocked out. The naval bombardment is supposed to neutralize the defenses. That's what they said in the briefing. Please God, let them be right. The light is growing. I can see faces now. Roy's face. He looks young. Too young. Baby-faced even with the stubble. He's 20 years old, works at his father's drugstore, plays shortstop for the Bedford baseball team, dates Sarah Jane Miller who works at the library. He shouldn't be here. None of us should be here. But here we are. Martinez is still praying. His prayers have turned into a single continuous murmur. I catch some words. Padre nuestro, danos hoy, no nos dejes caer. Our Father, give us this day. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Yes, please. Deliver us from evil. I can see the shore clearly now. Low, dark hills. The bluffs rising behind the beach. Smoke everywhere from the bombardment. Fires burning. The whole coastline looks apocalyptic, and we're going to run straight into it. The landing craft are forming up, getting into waves, lines of boats. Our boat is in the first line, of course it is. Company A leads the way. An officer in another boat is shouting something. Can't hear over the engines. He's waving his arm, pointing towards shore. The signal. We're going in. The engines throttle up. The craft lurches forward. We're moving toward the beach, moving toward the smoke and fire and whatever's waiting for us there. This is it. No more waiting. No more wondering. In 20 minutes, I'll either be on that beach fighting for my life, or I'll be dead in the water. My hands won't stop shaking. My whole body is trembling. I bite down hard, taste blood. I bit my tongue. Roy is looking at me. Our eyes meet. In his eyes, I see my own fear reflected back. And something else. Determination. We're in this together. The Bedford boys, brothers. I nod to him. He nods back. Whatever happens, we face it together. The beach is getting closer, maybe 1,000 yards now, maybe less. I can see individual features, the waterline, the obstacles in the surf, steel barriers. wooden stakes, mined and waiting to rip boats apart. I can see the bluffs more clearly, the grass on top, the dark openings that must be bunkers, German bunkers, with German soldiers inside, with machine guns, aimed at us. The bombardment suddenly stops. The guns go silent. For a moment there's just the sound of engines and waves. Then I realize why they stopped. We're too close. The shells might hit us now. The Navy has to cease fire, which means the Germans are getting a break. Time to get back to their guns. Time to get ready for us. Oh, God. The obstacles are all around us now, rising out of the water like broken teeth. The coxswain is trying to navigate between them. Dodging left, dodging right. The craft scraping past steel barriers, missing mines by inches. We should have hit the beach by now. But the obstacles are thick. We're still 50 yards out, still in deep water. Get ready, someone shouts. Maybe the coxswain, maybe an officer. Can't tell, can't hear clearly. Everything is noise and confusion. I check my rifle one more time. Chamber around, safety off, ready to fire, ready to kill or be killed. The craft lurches. We hit something, an obstacle. The engine screams. We're stuck, hung up on something underwater. The coxswain is cursing, trying to reverse. The engine strains. Drop the ramp, an officer yells. We're close enough. Go, go, go. The ramp starts to drop, chains rattling, the metal door that's been protecting us from the sea, from the Germans, from everything. It's dropping, light floods in, gray dawn light, and with it comes the sound, machine gun fire, the distinctive rip of German MG-42s firing at 1,200 rounds per minute. Hitler's buzzsaw, they call it. The sound is unmistakable, like cloth tearing, fast and continuous and deadly. The ramp is down. I can see the beach beyond, the water, the obstacles, the smoke, and the bullets. Men at the front start to move, start to run out. Then they're falling. Roy Stevens is at the front. I see his red hair, see him take one step into the water. Then his head snaps back. Pink mist. He's gone. Just gone. Falling backward into the water. His red hair floating. The water turning red around him. No, 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 no. Men are screaming, pushing forward, falling. The bullets are a solid wall. I can see them hitting the water, splashes everywhere. See them hitting the ramp, metal sparking. See them hitting men. The guy next to me lurches. A hole appears in his chest. Blood, so much blood. He looks down at it, surprised, then he falls. Out, out, everyone out. I'm moving, not thinking, just moving. Muscle memory. Training. Push forward. Get off the boat. I jump into the water. It's deep, over my head. The weight pulls me down. Pack, equipment, everything dragging me under. Can't breathe. Water in my mouth, in my nose, salt burning. I drop the pack, kick, break the surface, gasp air, bullets everywhere, hitting the water, zipping past my ears, supersonic cracks, men all around me, some swimming, some floating face down. The water is red, pink foam. I see Martinez from the boat. He's trying to swim. Then he jerks. Once, twice, goes under. Doesn't come back up. I'm swimming, kicking, trying to reach the beach. Can't think. Just survive. Get to shore. Find cover. My legs hit something. An obstacle. I pull myself around it. Use it as cover. Bullets hitting the steel. Ringing sounds. Sparks. Other men are behind obstacles too. Hiding. Frozen. The beach is still 30 yards away. 30 yards of open water. 30 yards of machine gun fire. Captain Fellers is in the water. Wading. Moving forward. Waving his arm. Move. Keep moving. Get to the beach. Men follow him. A dozen. 20. They're trying to run through waist-deep water. Trying to reach the sand. The machine guns cut them down. Everyone. I watch them fall. Watch the water around them turn red. Watch them go under. Captain Fellers is still standing. Still waving. Come on. Move. Then he staggers. Looks down. His chest is blooming red. He falls forward into the water. Face down. The waves wash over him. He's gone. Everyone's gone. I'm alone behind this obstacle with bullets hitting it and men dying all around me, and the beach is impossible to reach, and I can't move. I'm frozen, paralyzed. This is hell. This is actual hell. I'm going to die here. June 6th, 1944. Unknown time. Omaha Beach. I don't know when I'm writing this. I don't know what time it is. Time doesn't exist anymore. There's only noise and blood and death. I'm behind the seawall. I don't know how I got here. I don't remember crossing the beach. My mind is blank. Fragments. Images with no connection. I remember the water. Roy falling. Captain Fellers dying. I remember crawling. The weight of something. Someone. I was dragging someone. A wounded man. Wilkes. John Wilkes. From 2nd Platoon. He was shot in the leg. Both legs. Screaming for help. I grabbed him. Pulled him. Crawled through the water. Bullets everywhere. Hitting the sand. Hitting the water. Hitting men. Bodies everywhere. Floating. Face down. Face up. Some with limbs gone. Some with holes. So many holes. The water is red. The sand is red. Everything is red. I pulled Wilkes to the waterline. Across the beach. Every inch felt like miles. My arms burning. My lungs screaming. Can't breathe. Can't think. Just pull. Just move. The seawall is 4 feet high. Stone and shingle. Provide some cover. Not much. The bullets still come over. Machine guns firing from the bluffs. From bunkers we can't see. From positions that should have been destroyed by the bombardment. But they weren't destroyed. They're fine. The Germans are fine. They're up there killing us and we can't fight back. Wilkes is next to me. Still breathing. Barely. His legs are destroyed. Bones showing. Blood pumping out. I tried to put a tourniquet on. My hands shaking so badly I could barely tie it. Did I tie it right? I don't know. He keeps saying mama, mama, over and over. He's 19 years old, from Tennessee. I don't know him well, but I dragged him here, and now he's my responsibility. There are maybe 40 men at this section of seawall. 40 from Company A. We started with almost 200. Where are the others? Dead. Most of them dead. In the water. On the beach. Cut down in the first minutes. The Bedford boys. Where are the Bedford boys? I don't see Roy. He died in the water. I saw it. His red hair floating. I don't see Captain Fellers. He died leading the charge. I see Bedford Hoback. No. Wait. That's his body. On the beach. 20 yards out. He's not moving. There's so much blood. Raymond. Where's Raymond? He's down there too. Lying in the surf. The waves moving him. He's making sounds. Screaming. I can hear him even over the gunfire. I should go get him. I should help him. I can't move. If I move, I'll die. The beach is a killing zone. Open, flat. No cover. The Germans have every inch covered. Machine guns, mortars, artillery, everything aimed at this beach. We were supposed to have air support. Where are the bombers? They were supposed to crater the defenses. Where are the craters? I don't see any craters. The beach is intact. The Germans are intact. We were supposed to have armor. DD tanks swimming ashore. Where are the tanks? I saw some in the water. Sinking. Most of them sank. A few made it, but they're burning now. Knocked out by German guns. We were supposed to have engineers clearing obstacles. Where are the engineers? Dead. Most of them dead in the first wave. Everything that was supposed to happen didn't happen. The plan failed. The whole plan failed. And we're dying for it. The tide is coming in. I can see it. Rising. Covering bodies. Men who are wounded near the waterline are going to drown. The water is going to reach them and they can't move and they're going to drown. Raymond Hoback is going to drown. I can still hear him screaming. His voice is getting weaker. He's calling for Bedford, for his brother, but Bedford is dead. I can see his body from here. I should tell him. I should crawl out there and tell Raymond that Bedford is gone. Be with him, hold his hand, but I can't. I'm frozen, pressed against this wall, my whole body shaking, my heart hammering so hard it hurts. A sergeant is next to me. I don't know his name. His face is white. There's blood on his neck. He's shouting orders, but nobody's listening. Nobody can hear. The noise is too loud. Machine gun fire continuous. Mortars dropping. Shells exploding. Men screaming. The combination is overwhelming. I can't think. Can't process. I'm supposed to be a soldier. I'm supposed to fight, but I can't even move. Wilkes stops saying mama. His breathing is shallow, ragged, bubbling. I think one of his lungs is punctured. His eyes are open, but he's not seeing anything, going into shock. Stay with me, I tell him. My voice sounds strange, distant. You're going to be okay. The medics are coming. There are no medics. Or if there are, they're as pinned down as we are. Nobody can move. Nobody can help. The water is at Wilkes's feet now, rising. In an hour it'll be up to the seawall. Everyone below the wall will be underwater. Wounded men will drown. Bodies will float. We have to move. We have to push inland. Up the bluffs. Take the German positions. That's the mission. But how? How do we cross 150 yards of open slope under fire? We can barely survive here behind 4 feet of stone. How do we advance? Raymond Hoback stops screaming. I look out at the surf. I can see him. Still. The waves washing over him, not moving anymore. He's gone. The Hoback brothers are both gone. Roy. Stevens gone. Captain Feller's gone. Bedford and Raymond Hoback gone. How many others? How many of the Bedford boys are dead? All of them, maybe. All except me. Why am I alive? Why did I make it to the seawall when better men died? Roy was faster, stronger. Better soldier. He should be alive, not me. But he died and I didn't. Random. Meaningless. One bullet went left. Another went right. That's all that separates the living from the dead. Inches. Chance. There's no God here. No plan. No justice. Just chaos and metal and blood. Wilkes just died. His breathing stopped. His eyes are still open, staring at nothing. 19 years old. Dead on a beach in France. His mother will get a telegram. We regret to inform you. I close his eyes. Someone should. Someone should show that basic dignity. My hands are covered in blood. His blood. Roy's blood. My own maybe. I don't know. I can't tell what's mine and what's someone else's. The machine guns are still firing. Methodical. Sweeping the beach. Any movement draws fire immediately. A man tries to run forward. Doesn't make it 5 yards. Drops. Doesn't move again. We're trapped. Pinned down. Company A is destroyed. The first wave is destroyed. We failed. The invasion is failing. I can see other landing craft trying to come in. Second wave, third wave. They're hitting the obstacles. Some blowing up, mines, others getting stuck. The men inside jumping into deep water, drowning under the weight, or making it to shallow water and getting cut down. More men dying. Hundreds. Thousands maybe. All along this beach. All hitting the same wall of fire. This was supposed to be the turning point. D-Day, the day we take back Europe, the day we start winning the war. Instead, it's a slaughter. I need to write the names. The Bedford boys who died, I need to remember them. Write them down before I forget, before their faces blur together. Roy Stevens, dead in the water, first to go. Captain Taylor Fellers, dead leading us forward. Bedford Hoback, dead on the beach. Raymond Hoback, dead in the surf. I can see more bodies, but I don't know all the names. Johnson, Martinez, Williams. Others I recognize but can't name. Too many. Too many dead. Jack Powers. Where's Jack? I gave him my letter for Dorothy. Did he make it? Is he alive somewhere? I don't see him. He's probably dead too. My letter at the bottom of the channel. Or floating in the bloody surf. All my words to Dorothy lost. Maybe that's better. Maybe she shouldn't know what I'm thinking, what I'm seeing, how I failed, how we all failed. My whole body won't stop shaking. Tremors I can't control. My hands, my arms, my legs, shaking so hard my teeth chatter. Is this what they call shell shock? Combat fatigue? Am I broken already? After 1 hour of combat, am I already useless? I'm a coward. That's what I am. Hiding behind this wall while men die. Not fighting. Not advancing. Just frozen and shaking and useless. The sergeant next to me is moving, crawling along the wall. Trying to organize. He's gathering men, pointing up the bluff, making hand signals. We have to move. That's what he's saying. We have to push up, take the fight to them. Staying here means dying here. He's right. The water is rising. In another hour this position will be untenable. We'll have to move or drown. But moving means crossing open ground under machine gun fire. Moving means dying like everyone else who tried. Unless we move together, all at once. Overwhelm them with numbers. Some will die, but some will make it through. That's the calculus, the terrible math of infantry assault. I don't want to move, I want to stay here, stay alive. Wait for someone else to do it. But there is no one else. We're it. The first wave. Company A. The Bedford boys. What's left of us? If we don't do it, who will? I check my rifle. It's caked with sand and salt. I don't know if it'll even fire. I try the bolt. It's stiff, but it moves. I have 3 clips of ammunition left. 24 rounds. Against machine gun nests and artillery and an entire German division, 24 rounds to change the world. The sergeant is waving, getting ready to move. Other men are preparing, checking weapons, saying prayers, writing final thoughts in the sand. This is it. We're going. Up the bluff, into the fire. Most of us will die, but maybe some will make it. Maybe enough will make it to take a position, knock out a gun, open a gap. Maybe I'll be one of them, or maybe I'll die like Roy, like Captain Fellers, like the Hoback brothers. Maybe in 5 minutes I'll be just another body on this beach. Dorothy, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I wanted to come home. I wanted to marry you. I wanted to have a life with you. But I don't think I'm coming home. I'm going to die on Omaha Beach, Dog Green Sector, 6 June 1944. I'm 21 years old. I love you. The sergeant is standing, waving his arm. Move, now, everyone up, go, go, go. Men are rising, running, scrambling up the shingle, up the slope, toward the bluffs. I'm moving. My legs are working, I don't know how, I can't feel them, but I'm running, following the others, rifle in hand, moving forward. The machine guns open up, June 6th, 1944. I don't know. Afternoon maybe, somewhere beyond the beach. I'm alive, I don't know how. I should be dead. I was sure I was going to die, but I'm alive. I'm writing this with a pencil stub I found in my pocket. The paper is damp and stained, but still usable. My hands are shaking so badly the words are barely legible, but I need to write this, need to record it while the memories are fresh, before my mind tries to protect itself by forgetting. We made it up the bluff, some of us, not many, maybe 20 from Company A, 20 out of almost 200. The climb was hell, machine gun fire the whole way, mortars dropping, men falling all around me. I saw a soldier right next to me take a round through the face. 1 second running, the next second gone. I didn't stop. Couldn't stop. Just kept moving. We found a gap in the wire. Or maybe Rangers made it, I don't remember. Everything is fragments. Images without context. I remember wire. I remember a Bangalore torpedo exploding. I remember scrambling through the gap and up a draw. Germans shooting down at us from above, from trenches, from bunkers. We shot back, finally able to fight instead of just die. I killed someone. A German soldier, he was in a trench above me, firing down. I brought my rifle up and pulled the trigger. 3 times he fell backward. I saw his face, young, blonde, surprised. Then I was past him, up and over the trench, following others, following a ranger officer who was shouting orders. General Cota. I heard someone say his name. Brigadier General Norman Cota. He was everywhere, in the thick of it, fearless, shouting 2 kinds of people on this beach, the dead and those about to die. Let's get the hell out of here. So we did. We followed him. We pushed inland. We took German positions one by one. Grenades, rifle fire, bayonets, close and brutal and vicious. I shot 3 more Germans. Or maybe 4. I'm not sure. Everything blurs together. Fear and adrenaline and rage. Rage at what they did to us on that beach. Rage for Roy, for Captain Fellers, for all the Bedford boys who died. I didn't think, just acted. Training took over. Muscle memory, point and shoot, throw grenade, move forward. Again. We cleared a position at the top of the bluffs. A machine gun nest. WN-72, someone said. The strong point that had been killing us all morning. 3 Germans inside. They surrendered when we tossed grenades in. I wanted to kill them. Wanted to put bullets in their heads for every American on that beach. My finger was on the trigger, looking at them, young kids, terrified, hands up. A sergeant stopped me, pushed my rifle down. Take them back, prisoners. So I did. I walked 3 Germans down the bluff, past the positions they'd used to kill my friends, past the bodies of Americans piled at the base, past the bloody sand and floating corpses. The Germans were crying, begging, nicht schießen, bitte, bitte. Don't shoot, please. I didn't shoot. I don't know why. I should have. They deserved it, but I didn't. I handed them to some MPs at the beach, then I collapsed, just sat down in the sand and couldn't get up. A medic checked me, asked if I was wounded. I said no. He looked at me closer, at the blood all over me. He cut my shirt open looking for wounds. Not my blood. It's all from other people. From carrying Wilkes. From the Germans I shot. From wading through water filled with dead men. The medic gave me water, told me to drink. I couldn't. My hands shook too much. He held the canteen to my lips. I drank, threw it up immediately. He said something about combat fatigue, about getting me to an aid station. I said no. I need to stay here, need to find the others. The Bedford boys. He let me go. Moved to the next man. There are hundreds of wounded, thousands maybe. The beach is covered with them, lying in rows, waiting for medics, waiting for evacuation. Many of them won't make it. I found Captain Feller's body on the beach where he fell, face down in the surf, the waves moving him. I turned him over. His eyes were open, his chest shot to pieces. I closed his eyes, same as I did for Wilkes. Small dignity. I found his pocket watch, a silver watch he carried, his father's, he told us once. I took it. Someone should give it to his widow. Someone should tell her he died bravely, leading his men. I found Roy Stevens, or what's left of him. The tide brought him in. He's lying in the sand, in Dadsand. His red hair is still bright even in death. His face is gone, just gone. I sat with him for a while. Couldn't help it. Couldn't just walk past. Roy, my friend, my neighbor, the guy I played baseball with every summer, gone. I tried to say something, a prayer maybe, but no words came. What can you say? He's dead. It doesn't matter why or how. He's dead and he'll never go home, and Sarah Jane Miller will cry when she gets the telegram, and his parents will never be the same. None of it means anything. All the words in the world don't bring him back. I found Bedford Hoback, where I saw him fall. Raymond was nearby in the surf. The brothers died within sight of each other. At least they had that. They're not alone. I found 11 other bodies I recognized from Company A, 11 more Bedford boys, dead on Dog Green Sector, dead in the first hour. I can't write all the names, can't see through the tears, can't hold the pencil steady, but I know them, I'll remember them, every face, every name. Jack Powers. I found him too, against the seawall, shot through the chest, the envelope I gave him still in his pocket, soaked with blood and seawater but still there. My letter to Dorothy, my final words. I took it back, opened it. The ink is smeared, almost illegible. Maybe that's for the best. Maybe Dorothy shouldn't read what I wrote in the darkness of the Empire Javelin. All that fear and desperation. I'll write something else, something better. When my hands stop shaking, when the world stops spinning, if my hands ever stop shaking. It's late afternoon now, the sun is somewhere behind clouds, the beach has been secured, more waves landed after us, engineers, reinforcements, armor finally making it ashore. The drawer at Vierville is open, exit D1. Our objective, we took it. Company A took it, or what's left of Company A. The price was almost everything. 19 Bedford boys are confirmed dead. 19 from a town of 3,000. 19 telegrams will arrive. 19 families destroyed. And I'm alive. I survived when they didn't. Why? What makes me special? What did I do to deserve living when Roy died? When Captain Fellers died? When all those better men died? Nothing. I did nothing. I hid behind the seawall like a coward. I froze when I should have fought. I got lucky. That's all. Luck and chance and random chaos. The guilt is crushing, physical, like a weight on my chest. I can't breathe under it. I should have died. Part of me did die. The Bobby Harlan who existed yesterday morning is gone. That boy from Bedford who loved baseball and Dorothy and simple things, dead, replaced by this hollow thing that looks like me but isn't. Other survivors from Company A are gathering. We're being reorganized, absorbed into other units. The company doesn't exist anymore as a fighting force. We're just spare parts now, replacements for other companies that took casualties. I found a few Bedford boys who made it. 5 of us total, 5 from 34. Everyone else is dead or wounded or missing. We sat together, didn't talk much. What is there to say? We all saw the same things. We all lost the same people. Words are inadequate. One of them, John Schenk, started crying, just broke down. The rest of us didn't judge him. We understand. We're all crying inside. He's just honest enough to do it outside. I tried to cry but couldn't. My eyes are dry. My throat is tight but no tears come. Maybe I'm too empty. Maybe I used them all up on the beach. Or maybe I'm too broken for even that simple release. They're telling us to get ready to move out. Push inland. The Germans are falling back. We have to press the advantage. Keep pushing. Take more ground before they can regroup. How? We just survived the worst day of our lives. We watched our friends die. We're exhausted and traumatized and barely functional. And they want us to keep fighting? But that's war. That's what we signed up for. The mission doesn't end because we're tired, because we're broken. The invasion continues. The war continues. We continue or we die. So we'll continue. I found my pack. Or someone's pack. I don't remember whose. It has rations, ammunition. That's all I need. I don't need the rest. Don't need the extra socks or the writing paper or any of the personal things. All I need is bullets and food and a working rifle. That's what a soldier needs. That's all I am now. A soldier. Not Bobby. Not a person. Just a soldier. We're moving out in 10 minutes. Following the draw inland. Securing the village of Vierville. Then on to the next objective. And the next. Until the war is over or we're dead. Probably dead. I'm not going home. I know that now. Not really. Even if I survive, even if I make it back to Bedford, I'm not going home. That place doesn't exist anymore. The boy who left doesn't exist anymore. Home is a memory, a dream, something I carry but can't touch. Dorothy, if you read this, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the man I've become, for the things I've seen and done, for the way I'll flinch at loud sounds and wake up screaming and stare at nothing for hours. I'm sorry I can't be the Bobby you remember. That Bobby died on Omaha Beach with Roy and Captain Fellers and the Hoback brothers. This new Bobby is someone else. Someone harder, colder, emptier. But I'll survive. I'll fight. I'll do my duty. And maybe, somehow, I'll find a way back to something resembling life. Maybe. The order just came. We're moving. Time to go. Time to keep fighting. June 7th, 1944. Evening. Somewhere inland from Vierville. We're dug in for the night. Temporary position in a hedgerow. These Norman hedgerows are incredible. Ancient earthen walls covered in thick vegetation. Roots and dirt and brambles. They create natural fortifications everywhere. Also perfect ambush sites. The Germans are using them well. We've been fighting through them all day. Slow, brutal, close-range combat. Nothing like the beach. This is different. More personal. You can see the enemy's face before you kill him. I've killed 4 more Germans today. Or maybe 5. I'm losing count. Does that make me a monster? That I can't remember exactly how many men I've killed. Each one is burned into my memory. Their faces, the way they fell, the sounds they made. But the number blurs. 3 Germans at a crossroads, 2 in a farmhouse. Or was it 3 there and 1 at the crossroads? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Dead is dead. Whether it's 4 or 5 or 10. They're dead and I killed them and I'll carry that forever. We took casualties today. Not as bad as the beach. Nothing could be as bad as the beach. But still, good men died for yards of French farmland. A replacement joined us this morning, fresh from the second wave. Kid named Peterson, 18 years old. From Iowa. Talked too much. Asked too many questions. Wanted to hear about the beach, about Dog Green, about what it was like. I told him to shut up. He looked hurt, confused. He doesn't understand yet. You don't talk about it. You can't talk about it. The words don't exist to explain what we saw. He'll learn, or he'll die before he learns. Either way, the questions will stop. We lost Peterson around noon. Sniper. He was looking around a hedgerow corner, just peeking, taking in the scenery like a tourist. Bullet through the eye, dead instantly. 18 years old. In country for 24 hours. Dead. I should feel something about that. Grief. Anger. Something. But I'm numb. Just numb. Another body. Another name I'll forget in a week. Am I becoming a monster? Is this what war does? Strips away your humanity, bit by bit, until you're just a killing machine that eats and sleeps and murders? We captured a German position this afternoon, a farmhouse they'd turned into a strongpoint. We cleared it room by room. Grenades, rifle fire, brutal close combat. I shot a German in a doorway. He was young, maybe my age, blonde hair, blue eyes. He had a photograph in his pocket. I saw it when I searched his body for intelligence. Picture of a pretty girl with dark hair, his sweetheart probably, just like Dorothy's picture in my pocket. We're the same, me and that dead German, both soldiers, both far from home, both fighting for reasons that seem less clear every day, both in love with girls who might become widows. The difference is I'm alive and he's not. Pure chance. He was in the doorway when I came through. If our positions were reversed, I'd be the one with a hole in my chest. There's no good and evil here. Not at this level. At this level, it's just survival. Kill or be killed. That's the only morality that matters. John Schenk is sitting next to me, one of the 5 Bedford boys who survived. He's staring at nothing. His hands are still shaking. Mine are too. I don't think they'll ever stop. He asked me earlier if I think we'll make it home. I said I don't know. He nodded. That's the only honest answer. We might survive tomorrow, or the next day, or the day after. But eventually our luck runs out. Eventually a bullet or shell has our name on it. That's just statistics. Math. Keep rolling the dice long enough and you lose. Unless the war ends. Unless Germany surrenders. Unless we break through and push to Berlin so fast that our luck holds until the shooting stops. But that could take years. We've barely started. We're still in Normandy, still miles from Paris. Germany is a long way away. How many more beaches are there between here and Berlin? How many more hedgerows? How many more farmhouses full of Germans who want to kill us? Hundreds. Thousands. I'm not going to make it. The math is against me. Against all of us. Mail call happened this evening. Letters from home. From before D-Day. Before anyone back home knew what happened here. I got 3 letters from Dorothy. Dated late May, full of wedding plans and gossip and love. She talks about the dress she's making, the flowers she wants, the cake her mother is planning. Reading them broke something inside me. She's planning a future that doesn't exist. She's in love with someone who's dead. That Bobby from Bedford who wrote her sweet letters and made promises. He's gone. I'm what's left. I tried to write back, sat here with paper and pencil for an hour. Couldn't find the words. How do I tell her? How do I explain what I've become? Dear Dorothy, I'm alive. I've killed 9 men, maybe 10. I watched all my friends die. I can't sleep, can't eat, can't feel anything except guilt and fear. I'm not the man you love anymore. I'm not sure I'm a man at all. I'm sorry. I can't send that. Can't do that to her, so I'll send nothing. Or I'll lie, write cheerful garbage about France being beautiful and the mission going well and me being fine. All lies. But maybe necessary lies. Maybe she needs to believe I'm still Bobby. Maybe I need her to believe it too. Captain Feller's watch is in my pocket, next to Dorothy's picture. I wind it every day. Keep it running. Like keeping him alive somehow. Like honoring his memory through this small mechanical ritual. The watch says 2100 hours. 9 p.m. Getting dark. We've been told to stay alert. Germans counterattack at night. Use the darkness to probe our lines. Find weak points. Hit us when we're tired. We're always tired. I'm on watch in 2 hours. 2 hours to try to sleep. To close my eyes and see the beach again. See Roy falling. See Captain Fellers going down. See the Hoback brothers dead in the surf. That's what sleep is now. Replaying the worst day of my life over and over. Waking up gasping. Covered in sweat. Heart racing. Maybe I just won't sleep. Stay awake, keep watch, keep moving. If I don't stop, maybe the memories can't catch me. That's not sustainable. I know that. Eventually I'll collapse. But for now, for tonight, I can stay awake. I can keep the nightmares at bay. John Schenk just asked me a question. Do you think anyone in Bedford knows yet about what happened to us? I said I don't know. Probably. The casualty reports go up the chain fast. The army sends telegrams. By now the Western Union operator in Bedford has probably delivered a dozen of them. Maybe more. I imagine Mrs. Stevens opening her door, seeing the telegram, knowing before she opens it, Roy, her boy, dead. I imagine the Hoback family getting 2 telegrams, both brothers gone. How does a family survive that? I imagine the whole town in mourning, black wreaths on doors, flags at half-staff, churches full of crying mothers and silent fathers. Bedford sent 34 boys to Company A. 19 are confirmed dead, more wounded, 5 of us relatively intact. The town's population just dropped by 1% in a single day. Everyone knows everyone in Bedford. Every death echoes through the whole community. 19 deaths will devastate it. And for what? A beach, a draw, a few miles of French countryside. Was it worth it? Are 19 Bedford boys a fair trade for exit D1? The officers say yes. Say the invasion is succeeding. Say we're establishing a foothold. Say thousands died, but millions will be saved. The liberation of Europe. The defeat of Hitler. The end of the war. Noble goals. Worth dying for, they say. But Roy didn't die for noble goals. He died because a German machine gunner pulled a trigger. Random. Meaningless. Roy was in the wrong place at the wrong time and now he's dead. There's no nobility in that, no purpose, just waste. Beautiful waste of a good life. I'm being morbid again. I can't help it. The thoughts circle like vultures, feeding on my guilt, my survivor's shame. Why did I live? That's the question I can't answer, can't stop asking. Why me instead of Roy, instead of the Hoback brothers, instead of Captain Fellers? I'm not special, not better, not more deserving. I'm just lucky, and luck isn't a reason, isn't a justification, it's just luck, and luck feels like theft, like I stole their lives somehow, like I survived by taking something that belonged to them. I know that's irrational. I know I didn't kill them. The Germans did. But the guilt doesn't care about rationality. It just sits there, heavy and cold and permanent. The sky is dark now. Stars coming out. Same stars we saw from Bedford. Dorothy can see these stars. My mother. Eleanor. Everyone back home looking up at the same sky, but we're worlds apart. They're living normal lives, going to work, going to school, complaining about rationing and blackouts and little inconveniences. And I'm in a hole in France with dirt under my fingernails and blood on my hands and death in my memory. We're under the same sky, but in completely different universes. I'll never be able to bridge that gap, never be able to explain to them what this is like. They'll try to understand, they'll say sympathetic things, but they won't know, can't know. Only the men here know. Only the ones who were on that beach, who saw what I saw, who killed and watched others die. We're a brotherhood now, bound by trauma. We don't even have to speak. Just a look, a nod, we understand. Everyone else is outside, civilian, other. No matter how much they love us or try to help, they're outside the circle. Forever. That's the loneliest thought of all. Being surrounded by people who love me but can never truly know me, never reach the parts of me that this day created. I need to stop writing. Need to try to rest, or at least close my eyes and pretend. 2 hours until my watch. 2 hours of darkness and memories. God, I'm tired. So tired. Not just physically. Tired in my soul. Tired of being afraid. Tired of death. Tired of this hollowed out version of myself. But tired doesn't matter. The war continues. We continue. Until it's over or we're dead. Probably dead. June 10th, 1944. Morning. Rest area behind the lines, we got pulled back for rest. 48 hours of relative safety, hot food, clean water, a chance to sleep without one eye open. The company has been reformed. What's left of Company A merged with replacements. Fresh troops from England who haven't seen combat yet. You can tell them apart immediately. They're clean, energetic, they ask questions. The veterans, those of us from the beach, are quiet, dirty, hollow-eyed. We don't ask questions. We know the answers. And the answers are all terrible. There were 63 replacement soldiers who joined us yesterday. Eager kids, most of them younger than me. They treat us like heroes, like we're special because we survived Omaha. They don't understand. We're not heroes. We're just the ones who got lucky. The ones whose number didn't come up. Nothing heroic about it. One replacement, Murphy from Boston, asked me what it was like. The landing, the beach. He had that hungry look, like he wanted to hear war stories, like combat is glorious. I told him to shut his mouth and clean his rifle. He looked hurt, offended. But I don't care. He'll understand soon enough. When the first bullet cracks past his head, when the first man next to him goes down, then he'll stop asking stupid questions. We had a memorial service this morning, for Company A, for all the men we lost on D-Day. A chaplain said words, read from the Bible. Talked about sacrifice and duty and God's plan. I didn't listen. Couldn't. The words felt empty. What plan involves Roy Stevens dying at 20? What plan requires the Hoback brothers to die together in the surf? What kind of God plans that? If there is a God, he wasn't on Omaha Beach on June 6th. Or he was, and he didn't care. Either way, what good is he? The chaplain led us in prayer. I mouthed the words but felt nothing. Faith died with Roy. Or maybe it died earlier and I just didn't notice until now. After the service, we were told to write letters home. Official condolence letters to the families of the dead. Company survivors writing to mothers and fathers and widows, telling them how bravely their sons and husbands died, how they didn't suffer, how they're heroes. More lies. Necessary lies, maybe, but still lies. I've been sitting here for 3 hours trying to write to Roy Stevens' parents, the drugstore Stevens as everyone calls them, Mr. and Mrs. Stevens who run the pharmacy on Main Street, who give free medicine to families who can't afford it, who sponsored the baseball team Roy and I played on. What do I tell them? That Roy died instantly? That he didn't suffer? That he was brave? All true. But not the whole truth. The whole truth is their son's head exploded 3 feet from me, that his blood is still on my uniform, that his last expression was surprise, not courage, that he died before he even knew we were under fire. Do they need to know that? Would it help them or destroy them? I settled for this. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Stevens, I don't know what to say except that I'm sorry. Roy was my best friend. We grew up together, played ball together, enlisted together. He was the finest man I ever knew. He died on June 6th, leading the way onto Omaha Beach. It was quick. He didn't suffer. He was thinking of home and Sarah Jane and all of you. His last words were about how much he loved you all. Roy was braver than anyone. He never hesitated, never faltered. He did his duty with honor. Bedford can be proud of him. I'm proud to have known him, proud to have called him friend. I'm sorry I couldn't bring him home. I'm sorry for everything. He won't be forgotten. Not by me, not ever. Respectfully, PFC Robert Harlan. Most of that is lies. Roy didn't have last words, didn't say anything about home or Sarah Jane. He just died, instantly, without ceremony or meaning. But his parents need to believe he died well, need to believe it meant something. So I lie. I give them a clean death, a hero's death. It's the least I can do. I have 14 more letters to write, one for each Bedford family that lost someone. 14 lies to 14 grieving families, each one harder than the last. How do I tell Bedford Hoback's mother that both her sons are gone? What words exist for that? How do I tell her they died within sight of each other? That Bedford probably knew Raymond was dying? That their last moments were agony and terror? I can't. So I'll lie. I'll tell her they died instantly, together, that they didn't feel anything, that they're at peace now. All lies. But maybe mercy is made of lies sometimes. John Schenk is next to me, also writing letters. His hands shake so badly he can barely form words. Every few minutes he stops and stares at nothing. I know that look. He's seeing the beach again, reliving it. We all do that, constantly. One moment you're in the present, the next you're back in that landing craft, hearing the bullets, seeing men fall. It happens without warning. A sound, a smell, anything can trigger it. Yesterday a truck backfired and I hit the ground. Pure instinct. Dove for cover before I even knew what happened. The replacements laughed. Thought it was funny. The veterans didn't laugh. They understood. Some of them hit the ground too. That's how we'll be forever. Jumping at shadows. Flinching at loud noises. Seeing enemies that aren't there. The beach marked us. Branded us. We'll carry it always. I got mail today. 5 letters from Dorothy. She's worried. The news reported D-Day casualties. Thousands dead. She doesn't know if I'm one of them. Her letters get more desperate as they go. The last one just says, Bobby, please tell me you're alive. Please. I can't sleep, can't eat, can't think. Just tell me you're alive. I love you. Please be alive. I should write back immediately. Tell her I survived. Put her mind at ease. But I've been staring at blank paper for an hour and can't find words. How do I tell her I'm alive but different? That the Bobby she knew is gone? That I'm something else now? Something harder and colder and broken? How do I tell her about the killing? About watching my friends die? About the blood and screaming and chaos that I can't forget even for a second? I can't. She doesn't need to know. She needs to believe I'm fine. That I'm coming home. That we'll have our wedding and our life and everything will be normal. So I'll lie to her too. Add her to the list of people I lie to. Dear Dorothy, I'm alive. I'm safe. I'm thinking of you every moment. The letters you sent mean everything to me. Knowing you're waiting gives me strength, gives me reason to keep going. I can't tell you much about what we've been through, military censors and all that, but know that I'm fine. The Bedford boys are fine. We're doing our duty and we're proud to serve. France is beautiful. The countryside is green and peaceful. The people are grateful for liberation. It's good to feel like we're doing something that matters. I miss you terribly. Miss your smile, your laugh, the way you look when the sun catches your hair. I carry your picture everywhere. It keeps me safe. We'll be together soon. This war won't last forever, and when it's over, I'm coming home to you. We'll have that wedding, that life we planned. I promise. All my love forever, Bobby. Every word a lie except, I miss you. That's true. I miss her. Miss the person I was when I was with her. Miss believing in futures and plans and happiness. But I'm not sure I can ever be that person again. Not sure I deserve her anymore. She's good and pure and innocent. Saz and dines. I'm stained, marked, ruined. Maybe I shouldn't go back. Maybe I should just disappear after the war. Let her think I died. Let her mourn and move on and find someone whole. Someone who can give her the life she deserves. But I'm selfish. I want to survive. Want to see her again. Want to try to reclaim what I've lost. Even though I know it's impossible. Even though I know I'll only hurt her by being this broken version of myself. The food cart is coming around. Hot stew, fresh bread, real coffee. My stomach is tight, but I'll force it down. Need the calories, need the energy. We're moving out tomorrow. Back to the line, back to the fighting. 48 hours of rest. Not nearly enough. Would need 48 years to rest enough to wash away the beach. But 48 hours is what we get, so we'll take it. We'll eat and sleep and write our letters, and then we'll go back. Back to the hedgerows. Back to the killing. Back to the dying. John Schenk just broke down, started crying. Deep, wrenching sobs, the kind that hurt to hear. Some of the replacements stared, uncomfortable, not sure what to do. I went to him, sat beside him, put my arm around his shoulders, didn't say anything. What is there to say? He's crying for all of us, for the Bedford boys who didn't make it, for the town that lost so much, for the innocents we'll never get back. After a while he stopped, wiped his eyes, said sorry. I said don't be. That's all we needed. Understanding, the knowledge that we're not alone in this, that the guilt and grief and trauma are shared, that we'll carry it together because we have to. The other Bedford survivors gathered around, 5 of us total from 34. We sat in silence, each in our own heads, each remembering. Someone suggested we make a pact, that we'll go back to Bedford after the war, all of us together, visit the families, tell them what happened, honor the dead properly. We all agreed, though privately I doubt we'll do it, doubt we'll survive long enough, doubt we could bear facing those families, looking into the eyes of mothers and fathers and telling them how their boys died. But we made the pact anyway, gave ourselves something to work toward, some purpose beyond beyond just surviving the next day. The sun is setting, another day gone, one day closer to the end. Whether that end is victory or death, I don't know, but closer either way. I'm going to try to sleep, real sleep, in a cot instead of a foxhole, without the fear of attack, without the need to stay alert. Maybe I'll actually rest. Maybe the nightmares will give me one night off. Probably not, but I can hope. Hope is all I have left. June 15th, 1944, Field Hospital, England. I'm wounded, not badly, not compared to some, but enough to get evacuated off the line, enough to earn a trip back to England. It happened 2 days ago. We were clearing a village, Saint-Jean-de-Daillé or something like that. All these French names blur together. German rearguard was holding a church. We went in to clear it. Firefight inside. Close quarters. Brutal. I was moving between pews when something hit my side. Felt like being punched. Knocked me down. I looked and saw blood. Shrapnel from a grenade. Piece of metal about an inch long stuck in my ribs. Medic patched me up. Said I was lucky. 2 inches to the left and it would have punctured my lung. 2 inches down and it would have gutted me. But it hit exactly where it hit and I'm fine. Mostly. Hurts like hell but I'm alive. Can walk. Can breathe. Will heal completely in a few weeks. So they evacuated me. Got me off the line. Back to England for recovery. I should be grateful. Should feel lucky. Getting off the line is what every soldier wants. A break from the fighting. From the constant fear. But I feel guilty instead. The other guys are still there, still fighting, still dying, and I'm here in a clean hospital bed with nurses fussing over me and hot meals 3 times a day. John Schenk is still there. The other Bedford survivors. New friends I've made from other towns. All of them still in France, still in danger, while I'm safe. It's not fair. I don't deserve this wound, don't deserve this break. Better men have worse wounds and they're still fighting. Or they're dead. Always back to that, the survivor guilt, the question of why me, why not someone else, why am I special? I'm not special. I'm just lucky. Again. Always lucky. Luck I don't deserve and can't enjoy because it feels like theft. The hospital is full of D-Day wounded, men from Omaha, from Utah, from the other beaches. Some will recover and go back, some will go home, some won't make it at all. There's a guy in the bed next to mine, name is Williams, lost his leg at Omaha. 20 years old. From Texas. He's in good spirits considering. Says he's glad to be alive. Says a leg is a small price to pay. Maybe he's right. Maybe I should have that attitude. Grateful to be alive regardless of the cost. But I can't shake the feeling that the cost was too high. That 19 Bedford boys is too expensive for whatever we bought with their blood. The nurses are kind. They treat us like heroes. Thank us for our service. Tell us we're brave. They mean well, but they don't understand. We're not brave. We're just doing what we're told. Going where we're sent. Fighting because not fighting means dying. There's nothing brave about survival. Nothing heroic about killing before you're killed. One nurse asked me about the battle. What it was like. I told her I don't want to talk about it. She looked hurt. Said she was just trying to be friendly. To show interest. I apologized. Explained that some things are hard to discuss. She nodded. Said she understands. But she doesn't. Can't. Unless you were there, you can't understand. I've been writing letters. Finished the condolence letters to Bedford families, 14 of them. Each one carved out a piece of me. By the end, I was just copying the same platitudes. Died bravely. Didn't suffer. Doing his duty. All lies, all necessary. I wrote to Dorothy. Finally, after days of putting it off, told her I'm wounded but okay, recovering in England. She shouldn't worry. I didn't tell her about the beach, about Roy, about any of it. Just kept it vague and optimistic. The Bobby she loves would write cheerful letters, so I wrote a cheerful letter. The lies come easier now. Practice makes perfect. She'll be relieved. Then worried about the wound. Then relieved again when I tell her it's minor. The emotional roller coaster will exhaust her, but at least she'll know I'm alive. For now. Until I go back. Then it all starts over. The fear, the wondering, the waiting for telegrams. I don't want to go back. That's the truth I'm afraid to admit. I don't want to return to France. Don't want to face more combat, more death, more guilt. I want to stay here, or go home, or disappear somewhere the war can't find me. I want to stop being afraid, stop seeing Roy's death every time I close my eyes, stop feeling like a coward for surviving. But I will go back. When the wound heals, they'll clear me for duty. Send me back to my unit, back to France, back to the fight. Because that's what soldiers do. We go where we're told. Do what we're ordered. Until the war ends or we die. The war isn't ending anytime soon. We're still in Normandy, still fighting for every hedgerow, every village, every inch. The Germans are fighting hard, giving ground slowly, making us pay for everything. This could go on for years, years of combat, years of watching friends die, years of killing and surviving and feeling guilty for both. I won't make it years. Nobody's luck lasts that long. Eventually my number comes up. Eventually I end up like Roy, or worse, crippled like Williams, or blind, or burned, or mad. Maybe that last one is already happening. Maybe I'm already mad and just haven't realized it yet. The nightmares, the shaking, the inability to feel normal emotions, the constant fear even here in safety. That's madness, isn't it? Except they don't call it madness. They call it combat fatigue, shell shock, battle stress, fancy names for being broken by war. But broken is broken, whatever you call it. A doctor came by earlier, asked how I'm feeling. I said fine. He looked at my chart, looked at me, said the physical wound is healing well, asked about the mental state. I said I'm fine. He didn't believe me. Said lots of men struggle after intense combat, that it's normal, that I should talk to someone if I'm having difficulties. I said I'm fine. He nodded, made a note on the chart, moved on to the next patient. I'm not fine. But admitting that feels like weakness, like failure, like I can't handle what I'm supposed to handle. So I say I'm fine, and everyone pretends to believe me and nothing changes. Williams asked me about Bedford, about the losses. Word spreads fast in a hospital full of wounded soldiers. Everyone knows Company A got decimated. Everyone knows about the Bedford boys. I told him 19 dead. He whistled, said that's rough. Asked how the town is taking it. I said I don't know. Haven't heard from home. Don't know if anyone there knows the full extent yet. The telegrams take time. The news filters back slowly. But eventually Bedford will know. Eventually the whole town will be in mourning. And I'll be alive, walking around, breathing, while 19 better men are in graves, or at the bottom of the channel, or buried in French soil thousands of miles from home. The guilt never stops, never eases, just sits there like a stone in my chest, getting heavier every day. I need to stop writing. The nurse is coming around with evening medication, pain pills, sleep aids, little chemical vacations from reality. I'll take them. Take anything that helps me sleep without dreaming, without seeing the beach, without hearing Roy's name called in the surf. Maybe tonight I'll sleep. Maybe tonight I'll rest. Probably not. But I can hope. Always hope. The last thing we have left. July 4th, 1944. Hospital ward, England. Independence Day. Today is Independence Day, the 4th of July. Back home in Bedford, they'll be having celebrations. Parade down Main Street. Flags and speeches. Fireworks tonight. Baseball game in the afternoon. Picnics and music and normal American summer things. Here in England, we had a small ceremony. American flag raised. Anthems sung. Some words about freedom and sacrifice and what we're fighting for. It felt hollow. Or maybe I felt hollow. The words didn't land, didn't mean anything. Freedom seems abstract when you're covered in scars and haunted by ghosts. But the other patients seemed moved. Williams cried during the anthem, said it reminded him why losing his leg matters, why the sacrifice is worth it. I'm happy for him. Happy he can find meaning in it. I can't. Not yet. Maybe not ever. The wound is healing. The doctor says another week and I'll be cleared for duty. Sent back to France. Back to my unit. Back to the war. 7 more days of safety. 7 more days without fear of bullets or shells or sudden death. Then it's over. Back to the fight. Part of me wants to go back. Needs to. Can't stand being away from the guys. From John Schenk and the others. Can't stand the guilt of being safe while they're in danger. Part of me wants to desert. Run away. Disappear into England and never go back. Let them list me as AWOL. Let them court-martial me in absentia. Better that than going back to die. But I won't. Can't. Desertion isn't in me. For better or worse, I'm a soldier. I'll do my duty until I can't anymore. 7 more days. News from France is mixed. The fighting in Normandy continues. Slow progress. The Germans are making us pay for every mile. Casualties are heavy on both sides. My unit is still in the hedgerows, still grinding forward, still taking losses. I should be there, should be with them. Instead, I'm here in a hospital bed feeling sorry for myself. Self-pity is pathetic. Men are dying and I'm worried about my feelings, about my guilt and fear and trauma. Selfish, weak, but I can't seem to stop. The thoughts circle endlessly. Why did I survive? What makes me special? What do I do with this life I stole from better men? Dorothy wrote. Long letter. Full of relief that I'm alive, full of worry about the wound, full of love and hope and plans for the future. She still believes we'll have that future, still believes I'm coming home to marry her, to build a life in Bedford, to be normal. I don't have the heart to tell her it's impossible, that the Bobby she loves died on Omaha Beach, that this Bobby is someone else, someone broken and changed and unable to be what she needs. So I wrote back. More lies, told her I'm healing well, that I'll be home before she knows it, that we'll have everything we planned, house, children, normal life. All lies. I'll probably die in France, or if I survive, I'll be too damaged to give her a normal life. Too haunted, too changed. She deserves better than what I've become. But I'm selfish. I want her to keep waiting, keep believing, keep loving the memory of who I was, because that love is the only thing that feels real anymore, the only connection to the person I used to be. Williams got his discharge papers today. He's going home, back to Texas, Purple Heart and honorable discharge. The war is over for him. He was excited, scared too. Asked how he'll explain the leg to his girl, to his family, how he'll make a life as a cripple. I told him he's not a cripple. He's a veteran, a hero. He sacrificed for his country. People will understand, will honor him. More lies, comfortable lies. The truth is people will pity him. Some will thank him. Most will just feel uncomfortable. Look away. Try not to stare at the missing leg. And he'll carry that discomfort forever. The phantom limb pain, the stares, the loss of who he was before. The war marked him permanently, physically. He can't hide it or pretend. At least my marks are internal. I can pretend to be normal. Smile and nod and say I'm fine. Hide the nightmares and shaking in fear. Williams can't hide. His wound is visible. Maybe that's easier. People expect him to be changed, to struggle. No one expects it from me. I look normal, so I have to act normal, lie normal, be normal, even though nothing inside is normal anymore. Before Williams left, he gave me something. A small notebook. His journal from D-Day to when he got wounded. He said he wants someone to have it. Someone who understands. He can't keep it. Can't read it. Too painful. I took it. Told him I'd keep it safe. Honor it. Maybe someday show it to people so they know what we went through. He nodded. Shook my hand with his good hand. Said, "Don't die, Harlan. Make it home. For all of us who can't." Then he was gone. Wheeled away toward the ships that would take him back to America, back to Texas, back to whatever life awaits a 20-year-old veteran with one leg. I hope he makes it. Hope he finds peace. Hope his girl stays with him. Hope his family understands. Hope Texas is kind to him. Hope. Always hope. Even when hope feels stupid. I've been reading Williams' journal. Small, cramped handwriting, water-stained pages, blood stains on some. His story of D-Day from Utah Beach, different beach, same hell. His company took 60% casualties. His best friend died next to him. He describes the moment the grenade landed, the explosion, looking down and seeing his leg hanging by threads. The doctor saved his life but couldn't save the leg. He writes about waking up after surgery, the phantom pain, the realization that he's permanently changed, that his old life is over. His pain is different from mine, but also the same. We all carry the beach, each in our own way, physical or mental, visible or hidden, but we all carry it. That's the brotherhood, the shared trauma, the knowledge that we went through hell together and only we truly understand. Williams gave me his journal because I'm inside the circle. Part of the club nobody wants to join. The club of the marked, the changed, the survivors who aren't sure survival was worth it. I should write my own journal entry about D-Day. Full account. Everything I've been writing in fragments. Put it all together, create a record. But I can't. Can't face all of it at once. The fragments are manageable, small doses. The full story would break me, drown me in the memories. Maybe later, after the war, if I survive, maybe then I'll be able to write it all down, make sense of it, find meaning in the chaos. Or maybe I'll never write it, never speak of it, carry it silently until I die. That seems more likely. The weight is too heavy to share, too intimate, too terrible. A new group of wounded arrived today, fresh from France, more D-Day casualties who were stable enough to evacuate now. They're worse off than us. Burns, missing limbs, head wounds, the ones who barely made it. One kid, can't be older than 18, was calling for his mother, delirious with fever. Multiple wounds. The nurses worked on him for hours. I don't think he'll make it. He dies tonight. I'm sure of it. I can see it in the nurses' eyes, the sad, resigned look they get when they know someone won't make it through the night. Another mother gets a telegram, another family destroyed, another life cut short before it really began. For what? For France? For democracy? For some strategic objective that civilians will never understand or appreciate? The words they use make it sound noble. Ultimate sacrifice, gave his life for his country, died a hero. But he's just dead, cold meat in a bed, calling for his mother who's thousands of miles away and can't hear him and won't know he's gone for days. There's no nobility in it. Just waste. Tragic, senseless waste. I'm being cynical, dark. The other patients notice. They give me space. Whisper about me. Shell shock, they say. Battle fatigue. Needs time. Time won't fix this. Time doesn't heal wounds like mine. It just scabs them over, makes them easier to hide. But underneath, they're still there, still bleeding, still infected with guilt and grief and rage. The rage surprises me. I didn't know I was angry until recently. Angry at the Germans for killing my friends. Angry at the officers who sent us to that beach. Angry at God for allowing it. Angry at myself for surviving. Angry at everything. The anger has nowhere to go. Can't direct it at anything useful. Can't change anything. Can't bring anyone back. So it just sits inside me, festering, poisoning everything. I should talk to someone. The chaplain. A doctor. Anyone. The anger isn't healthy. Neither is the guilt or the nightmares or any of it. But talking means admitting weakness. Means accepting that I'm broken. Means facing everything I've been avoiding. So I don't talk. I write in this diary. I lie to everyone. I pretend I'm fine. And maybe pretending long enough will make it true. Maybe if I act normal long enough, I'll become normal. The fake becomes real. The mask becomes the face. That's the hope anyway. False hope, probably. But better than no hope at all. The fireworks would be starting about now in Bedford. Big display over the town square. Kids running around with sparklers. Couples holding hands. Music and laughter and celebration. Dorothy is probably there. Standing with her parents. Watching the sky light up. Thinking about me. Praying I'm safe. Believing I'll come home. I can see her so clearly in my mind. Her dark hair. Her smile. The way she laughs. The way she looks at me like I'm special. Like I matter. Like I'm someone worth loving. I miss her so much it physically hurts. An ache in my chest that never goes away. She's the only good thing I have left. The only connection to who I was before. Before the war. Before the beach. Before everything changed. I have to survive. Have to make it home. Have to try to be the man she deserves. Even if I fail. Even if I'm too broken to ever be whole again. I have to try. For her. For Roy. For all the Bedford boys who didn't make it. I have to survive and live for all of them. Carry their memories. Honor their sacrifice. It's the only purpose I can find in this. The only meaning that makes sense. Survive. Remember. Honor the dead. That's my mission now. Not strategic objectives or military orders. Personal mission. Remember. Testify. Make sure they're not forgotten. 19 names, 19 Bedford boys, I'll carry them all, every face, every story, every moment of who they were before the beach took them. That's my burden, my penance, my reason for living. Roy Stevens, Captain Taylor Fellers, Bedford Hoback, Raymond Hoback, Jack Powers, and 14 others whose names I've written so many times they're burned into my memory, gone, all gone, but not forgotten, never forgotten. I won't let them be forgotten. The young soldier died, just now. I heard the nurses moving fast, heard the doctor called, then silence, then crying. One of the nurses sobbing quietly, another one gone, another family destroyed, another telegram sent. The war machine grinds on, feeding on young men, converting them into casualties and telegrams and graves. Efficient, relentless, inhuman. And we keep feeding it, keep sending more boys to be ground up, because we have to, because stopping means losing, means the dead died for nothing. So we keep going, keep killing and dying, keep grinding, until the machine breaks or we do, whichever comes first. 7 more days until I go back, 7 more days of safety, 7 more days of pretending to heal, then back to France, back to the grinding, back to the killing and dying and surviving for no reason except luck. I'll probably die there, in some random hedgerow or village or field, for some small objective that won't matter in the grand scheme. Just another casualty, another telegram, another name on a list. But maybe I won't. Maybe my luck will hold. Maybe I'll survive this war against all odds. Make it home, see Dorothy, try to build something from the ruins of who I was. Maybe. It's a small maybe, but it's something. Something to hold on to, something to fight for. Dorothy. Home. Bedford. Life after death, life after the beach, maybe. August 15th, 1944. Field Hospital, France. I'm back in France, back with my unit, back in the war. I returned 2 weeks ago, cleared for duty, wound healed, physically ready for combat. Mentally I was never ready, never will be. But they don't ask about that. They check the wound, check if you can march and shoot and follow orders. If yes, you're cleared. Back to the line. The fighting has been constant. We broke out of Normandy. Operation Cobra. Finally. After 2 months of brutal hedgerow combat, we punched through. Now we're racing across France, chasing the Germans as they retreat. It should feel like victory, like we're winning. Instead, it just feels like more war. Different terrain, same killing, same dying, same fear. I'm different now. Harder, colder. The time in England didn't heal me, just gave me time to build better walls, hide the damage deeper, function despite the breaks. I don't freeze anymore, don't hesitate, see an enemy, shoot, no thought, no emotion, just mechanical violence. Efficient, effective, empty. The replacements think I'm brave. A veteran, someone to look up to. They don't know I'm dead inside, don't know I'm just going through motions. Surviving because dying takes too much effort. John Schenk is still alive, still with the unit. We barely talk. Don't need to. We understand. Both survivors. Both carrying the beach. Both changed beyond recognition. The other Bedford boys who made it through D-Day are mostly gone now. One killed in a mortar attack in July. Another wounded and evacuated. Schenk and I are all that's left. 2 from 34. The last of the Bedford boys. We should feel lucky. Should celebrate survival. Instead, we just feel guilty. Why us? Why not the others? The question never stops. I was wounded again yesterday, nothing serious. Shrapnel from an artillery shell. Cuts on my arm and shoulder. Medic bandaged it. Gave me some sulfur powder, said I'm fine. Keep moving, so I'm fine. I keep moving. The wound doesn't even hurt much. Maybe I'm too numb. Maybe I don't care. Pain is just another sensation, like fear or hunger or exhaustion. All distant, all manageable. We're pushing toward Paris. The word is Germans are evacuating, retreating east. We might liberate Paris within weeks. Big propaganda victory. Symbol of resistance, freedom restored. I don't care about Paris. Don't care about symbols. Just care about surviving the next minute, the next hour, the next day. Small goals, achievable goals. Long-term thinking is dangerous, gets you hoping. And hope is dangerous because it makes you vulnerable, makes you care about outcomes, makes you afraid of dying. Better to be numb, take each moment as it comes. No past, no future, just present, just survival. We captured a German officer yesterday, young, maybe 25, spoke English, educated. He asked about D-Day, about Omaha, said he heard the Americans took terrible casualties there. I said yes. He asked how many. I said, my company lost 80% in the first hour. He looked shocked, said he was sorry, that war is terrible, that young men die for old men's mistakes. I agreed. We stared at each other. Enemy soldiers. Supposed to hate each other, but we didn't. We just felt tired, used up, done with all of it. Then the MPs took him away, to a POW camp. His war is over. He survived. Lucky bastard. Sometimes I think about surrendering, walking toward German lines with hands up, becoming a POW, sitting out the rest of the war in a camp, safe, not having to kill anymore, not having to watch more friends die. But I don't. Can't. Too many reasons. Duty. Honor. Fear of shame. Fear of what Dorothy would think. Fear of dishonoring the Bedford boys who died. So I keep fighting, keep killing, keep surviving, despite not caring if I survive. That's the weird paradox. I don't care if I die, but I keep doing everything necessary to stay alive. Muscle memory, training, instinct. The body wants to live even when the mind doesn't care. Mail caught up with us yesterday. 3 letters from Dorothy, 1 from my mother, 1 from Eleanor. Dorothy's letters are getting shorter, less hopeful. She can tell something's wrong. My letters back have been mechanical, distant. I can't fake enthusiasm anymore, can't pretend to be the Bobby she remembers. She writes, Bobby, I'm worried about you. Your letters don't sound like you. Please tell me what's wrong. Please let me help. I love you. Whatever you're going through, we can face it together. But we can't. She can't help because she doesn't understand. Can't understand. The gap between us has grown too wide. I'm on one side of an abyss and she's on the other, and there's no bridge. I should end it. Write and tell her to move on. Find someone else. Someone whole. Someone who can give her the life she deserves. Someone who isn't haunted by beaches and blood and guilt. But I'm selfish. I need her letters, need the connection to something good and pure, need to believe there's still something in the world worth fighting for. So I keep writing back, keep lying, keep stringing her along even though it's cruel. Because losing her would be losing the last piece of my humanity. My mother's letter was cheerful, forced cheerful. She knows about Company A, knows about the Bedford casualties. The whole town knows. The whole town is grieving. She writes about the memorial service they held. The church was packed. Every family that lost someone was there. Mrs. Stevens spoke. Roy's mother talked about her boy, about his dreams, about the hole in their family that will never be filled. My mother said Mrs. Stevens asked about me, wanted to know if I'm okay, wanted to know if Roy suffered, wanted details I can never give her. What do I tell her? That Roy's death was instant and meaningless? That 1 second he was alive and the next his head was gone? That there's nothing comforting about how he died? I can't tell her that. Can't face her, can't look into her eyes and see the grief and answer her questions honestly, so I'll avoid her. When I get home, if I get home, I'll avoid all the families. Can't bear it. Can't be the messenger of hard truths. Can't be the survivor who lived while their sons died. Eleanor's letter was simple. She misses me. She's proud of me. She prays for me every night. She wants me to come home safe. She's 16, still innocent, still believes in heroes and noble causes and happy endings. The war hasn't touched her. Not really. Not the way it's touched me. I hope it never does. Hope she keeps that innocence. Hope she grows up in a world where not every generation loses its young men to senseless violence. But probably not. There's always another war, always another cause, always another beach to storm and another generation to feed into the machine. The cycle never ends. We just keep killing each other. Over and over. Different uniforms, different weapons, same death. I'm being dark again. The other soldiers notice. They give me space. Call me the ghost behind my back. Because I'm quiet. because I move like I'm already dead. Maybe I am dead. Maybe I died on Omaha and just haven't realized it yet. Maybe this is hell, eternal repetition of combat, killing and surviving and feeling nothing, forever. That would explain a lot. We're moving out in an hour. Orders came down, push forward, take the next town, secure the next bridge, always the next objective. Always one more mission. I'll go, I'll fight, I'll survive or I won't. Doesn't matter. The war continues either way. With me or without me, I'm just a small piece, replaceable, forgettable. But I'll write the names one more time, the Bedford boys, the ones who aren't replaceable, the ones who mattered. Roy Stevens, Captain Taylor Fellers, Bedford Hoback, Raymond Hoback, Jack Powers, and all the others. Gone, but not forgotten. Never forgotten. That's my promise. My mission, survive. Remember. Testify. Until the war ends or I do. Whichever comes first. September 8th, 1944. Final entry. Paris. Paris is liberated. The city is free. We march through streets lined with cheering crowds. People crying, kissing us, giving us flowers and wine, celebrating their freedom. It should have been a great moment. Historic. The kind of thing you tell your grandchildren. I was there when Paris was liberated. Instead, I felt nothing. Just watched the crowds, heard the cheering, felt detached, like watching a movie of someone else's life. The war isn't over. We're still fighting, still pushing east toward Germany, still taking casualties. Paris is just one city, one symbol. The killing continues. But for these people, for the French, it matters. Means everything. 4 years of occupation ending, freedom restored, hope returning. I'm happy for them, glad we could do this. Give them back their city, their lives, their future. Maybe that's enough. Maybe that's the meaning I've been looking for. Not grand strategy or geopolitics, just helping people, freeing the oppressed, fighting for something real and tangible. The Bedford boys died for this. For these French families celebrating in the streets, for children running free, for old men crying with joy, for women dancing and singing. That's not nothing. That's something real, something good. Maybe Roy and Captain Fellers and the Hoback brothers and all the others. Maybe they didn't die for nothing. Maybe this joy, this freedom, this hope, maybe that's worth the price. I don't know. I'll probably never know. The math doesn't work. 19 lives from one small town against the freedom of millions. How do you calculate that? How do you measure? But standing here in Paris, watching people celebrate, I feel something stirring. Not joy, not healing, but maybe the possibility of both. Maybe the first crack in the ice that's frozen me solid since June 6th. Maybe. I'm staying in the army, volunteering to continue. They offered me discharge. My wound from yesterday, combined with the D-Day wounds and my time in service, I could go home. Honorably. With medals and honors. But I'm not going home. Not yet. Not until it's finished. Not until we reach Berlin and Germany surrenders and the whole thing is truly over. I owe it to the Bedford boys, to Roy, to all of them. They started this journey with me. I'll finish it for them, carry them to the end, make their sacrifice mean something. After that, I'll go home. I'll face Dorothy, face my family, face Bedford and all the grieving families and all the questions I can't answer. I'll try to rebuild, try to find peace, try to become human again. I don't know if I can, don't know if it's possible. The damage runs deep, the scars are permanent, but I'll try. For Dorothy, for my family, for the memory of who I was before the beach, this is my last entry for now. I'm dedicating this diary to them, to Company A, to the 197 men who landed on Dog Green Sector, to the 96 who became casualties, to the 19 Bedford boys who never came home. Their names deserve to be remembered. Their sacrifice deserves to be honored. Their stories deserve to be told. So I'm telling it. This diary is their memorial, their testimony, proof that they existed, that they mattered, that they were more than statistics or casualties or names on a monument. They were real. They were my friends. They were the best men I ever knew. Roy Stevens, baseball player, red hair, quick laugh, loved Sarah Jane Miller, died at 20 years old on Omaha Beach, first to fall, first to give everything. Captain Taylor Fellers, leader, father figure, steady voice in chaos, died leading his men forward, doing his duty until the last second. Bedford Hoback, furniture worker, kind heart, big brother, died on the sand trying to reach the seawall. Raymond Hoback, his brother, inseparable in life and death, died in the surf calling for Bedford. Jack Powers, baby-faced 19-year-old, my friend, died at the seawall with my letter in his pocket. And all the others, 14 more names, 14 more stories, 14 more families destroyed, all from one small town, all in one terrible day. I carry them with me. Every day, every step. From Omaha to Paris and beyond. They're with me, part of me, woven into my soul. And when this war finally ends, when I finally go home, if I finally go home, I'll make sure the world knows what they did, what they gave, what it cost. This diary is my promise, my memorial, my tribute. To Company A, 116th Infantry Regiment, 29th Infantry Division. To the Bedford Boys. To the men who stormed Omaha Beach on June 6, 1944, and paid the ultimate price for freedom. They will not be forgotten. I will not let them be forgotten. That's my mission now. My purpose, the reason I survived when they didn't. To remember, to testify, to honor the dead by living and telling their story. This is their story. This is our story. This is the truth of D-Day. Not the glory, not the heroics, not the sanitized version that makes it all seem noble and worthwhile. The truth, the blood and fear and chaos, the random death, the senseless loss, the boys who died calling for their mothers, the friends who vanished in seconds, the beach that became hell, and also the courage, the resilience, the brotherhood, the way ordinary men did extraordinary things, the way scared kids became soldiers, the way we kept moving forward even when forward meant death. Both truths, the horror and the heroism, the waste and the worth, all of it together, mixed and muddled and impossible to separate. That's war. That's what we did. That's what the Bedford Boys gave. Remember them, honor them.